Hello, good afternoon, Miss Sangli. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, I can hear you well.
Oh, that's good.
And you are Noel, right?
Yes, that's right. Oh, nice to meet you for today.
Nice to meet you.
By the way, how are you for today?
I'm good. It's been a very busy day with
Yeah,
back-to-back meetings.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just like another day, right? It's
hmm
always busy.
Yeah, that's yeah. As also as the CEO, it means will always have a tight schedule, right? So today, at last, I met the CEO of the A1B, which means this is we are talking about the most sensitive things later about deeper about the price, because before we are going deal, we have to make deal first about the price, right? So first of all is I want to summarize first from the first meeting till the latest meeting. That's first from Mr. Rees, and then going further to Mr. Samadi, and then the leader of the task force that focus on the CRM research, Mr. Chris Cheng. So based on uh, the summaries of the meetings, I can conclude that they already told more about the objections that your company is facing right now. So based on the summary that I got is, I as the Salesforce representative already offered them about the features that will solve the problem, such as the expansion online technical implementation, the ease of use, the accuracy of our insight analytics, and then the flexibility of its usage. So uh, from your perspective, should we discuss directly to the price, or is there anything that you should know more about the Salesforce?
uh, no, I've heard from Mr. Chris that all the
Mhm.
features are really good.
Yeah,
It has been answering all the pain points that we have, which is what I'm looking for. And I think you also mentioned about how easy or friendly it is for our users to use, right?
yeah,
So I would like just to emphasize that, because at the end of the day, we can have the best CRM in the world, but if none of my users can use it, there's no point of buying.
yeah, you
Yeah.
are right. That's why what I told to Mr. Chris, the implementation and the ease of use is so easy because it is cloud-based, and the only thing that your workers do is only to log in and work. Because we know that uh, your company is also like of IT expertise, because the only thing that you need is how to save times and how to be more efficient on using this Salesforce implementation, right? So right now, shall we focus on the talk about the price, or is
Yeah, go ahead and let me know what you have prepared for me.
yeah, is it possible to share screen with you?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. Can you can you see the presentation?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Oh, that's good. Now let's just discuss more about this price of the Salesforce product. So here is, you can see this is the enterprise. It costs for about 150 US dollar for per user for and per month. And based on my talk with Mr. Chris on the previous meeting, that he said that the users, potential users for your company will be for about 200 users. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct.
So basically, 200 users, so it just times with 150, and it will times 12, because the contracted usually the minimum is a year. So based on your perspective, I want to know how long the contract that you are expecting to have a cooperation with us.
Okay, so I'm actually looking at a 2-year contract.
Two years contract. Mm-hmm.
The reason why is also because there's always a risk, right? This is gonna be our very first investment in digital software,
Mm-hmm.
and um, no one in our departments have done this before. So I just want to make sure that we have the flexibility
Mm-hmm.
to essentially assess
Yeah,
regularly our investment and make sure that if we can't justify the investment, we
yeah,
can immediately escape and pull out from this.
yeah. So when you said that you only want to have a subscription with us only for about 2 years, I think it won't be enough. Why? The first thing is, we as the Salesforce is more flexible, and what I have known that your company still use the traditional systems, some of them, and while the implementation of the CRM systems, of course, your workers must be adapt first with the CRM. And of course, after 2 years of subscription, I'm not sure about your company to run your business without the CRM. Or anyway, in the other side, if your company moving to another CRM provider, I'm not sure that your workers will be able to adapt with the CRM systems. Because why? The first thing is the flexibility. Talking about the flexibility is the Salesforce using the cloud-based system where everything is integrated in one database, while the others like the Oracle and the Microsoft, they use the SaaS and also the on-premise, which means that while you are using the cloud, it means in other words, you have to install some applications. And by using the application, I ever read that some of the companies, because they have the IT expertise, so they can do the coding or they have programming, but I'm not sure because of your company is lack of workers. So the implementation of Salesforce is more flexible rather than others. So I think more than 2 years should be done. I like 3 years or more.
Oh yeah, but I mean, again, right? Like if you've mentioned yourself, like you have the flexibility here, right? And I understand that there's always a risk if I change or switch my CRM provider. But again, like if let's say I don't see any results coming in after like 1 year, I don't see any point of me extending the contract to like 3 or 4 years. Like I feel I need more flexibility now to actually make sure that I know what's going on, and instead of like getting stuck in a 5-year plan that no one is happy about, I very much prefer to have like a 2-year contract that if let's say things didn't go well or like just didn't go according to like our plan or just didn't meet the justification of the ROI, I can easily leave. I mean, whether I'm going back to another like traditional method or I'm going to another competitor, that's gonna be like the question and the concern in the future and not now.
Yeah, I think that's okay. So just like what you said, 2 years, maybe I think you have to think more like, what if I convince you more and you subscribe for more than 2 years?
Sorry, so you're saying that if I subscribe more than 2 years, what can you give me again?
I mean that I heard that you say that when you're afraid that your company will be stuck of using the Salesforce if you subscribe more than 2 years. Well, you are getting stuck on using the Salesforce. You are afraid that you cannot unsubscribe the Salesforce, right?
Yeah, I mean it is a contract, right? So it's gonna be paid on a subscription basis. So if I sign for 2 years, of course it's gonna be for 2 years, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Unless you're telling me that I can exit within, if I sign for 2 years, can I exit within a year and get the money back?
No, of course it's kind of. So 2 years of subscription. I think that's okay. So let me calculate first based on the 200 users and calculate it for 2 years.
Sure.
So for 2 years, it will be for about, wait a minute. It will be for about 720,000 US dollar for 2 years subscription and 200 users.
Sorry, I don't, can you repeat the number again?
720,000 US dollars.
Okay, wow, that's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
And are we talking about like $720,000? That's for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to let you know. So, when I came to this meeting, I thought what I had in mind for the budget is around 250,000
250,000 USD
per year.
per year.
Yes, and the reason why is because last week, one of the vendors, one of your competitors actually submit a commercial proposal to the finance team, and they quoted for similar I would say like features, what exactly the same capabilities that they can give. They're quoting around 280,000 USD per year. And again, 2 years contract as well. And they got rejected by the finance team. So based on that experience, I have a feeling
Mm-hmm.
that the maximum budget or like that the finance team has is actually around 270,000 USD per year. So yeah, I mean, like this is the fact that the information that I just received from
Yeah.
the finance department earlier this morning.
Wow, 270,000 a year budget for your company. You know, while we are dealing the contract, it doesn't mean that you have to pay directly, but it is paid annually. And while you're using our Salesforce, we can improve the revenue. Of course, you will be able to pay out of the annual billings or the 2 years contract for about 720,000. I mean, I think, yeah, it's really a problem for your company. I understand that, but because, you know, it's like the return of the investment that you will receive by using the Salesforce is greater than others. That's why maybe you think the cost is quite a lot expensive, but the return of the investment, of course, greater than you are expecting.
I mean, you mentioned a good point, right? Like
Mhm.
the thing now is that I don't know what is the return of investment. The cost is, as you've mentioned, is $360,000 a year.
Yeah.
But I can't see or like there's no way for me to justify the return of investment. Um, are there any examples or like figures that you can share with me what we can achieve by using Salesforce?
Oh, okay then. First of all is the first thing I will show you about the share market first about the Salesforce. So you can see on the presentation, this is the market share. I'm not sure about what kind of other CRM provider that we will try to have a cooperation with. But if you look at the presentation based on shared by the IDC, this is the revenue market. You can see that the comparisons and of the percentage is quite far. So I think this is statistically reported. So this is based on the factual. I mean, I know that you are maybe quite doubt with, are you the sure of can the subscription with us is will be give more impact. I mean, will give more revenue to your company. But actually, you can see in this revenue market share that our sales force is greater than others. So you don't have to afraid. And for the features that we have, that's why I can convince you to use the Salesforce is first is that I have taught before the flexibility, and then the accuracy. So right now is the more accuracy and the more of the predicted products that will be trending on the future while your company can lead on it. Of course, the greater demands will be happen to your company, just like that. So while using the Salesforce, of course, the accuracy and the on analytics will greater than others.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I know the benefits. I can see how it will impact my business. But again, I mean, you mentioned, let's say, about efficiency or like productivity of my employees. Exactly how much profit or like revenue can they generate then by using Salesforce? I think that's the part that I don't have any visibility into. Maybe also partially because we are not using Salesforce yet for
Yeah.
now. So again, that's why this is something that maybe I can only know when we are already using Salesforce. But until then, we have to already pay you like the license and the products. And that's why it's very hard for me to justify to the finance team, why should I be spending this much if there is no return of investment? Like being explain clearly to the like finance team. Again, finance team is all about number, right? So
Yeah.
it's just about how can you help me to justify this to the finance team?
Well, surely, you are right that actually, it is really hard for me to to give the solutions of your company, because I'm not sure that I can ensure you about, especially your finance, about trusting us as the Salesforce of the CRM provider. But this 360,000 actually will be better for the return of the investment. How to say? Actually, I'm confused right now.
You know what? Because I was just wondering, because Mr. Chris also told me an indicative pricing of Salesforce, and he kind of reassured me that there's gonna be some discount given. So that's why I want to check with you. Is there any leniency or like flexibility of you giving us additional discount? Because this is gonna be like a new logo for you as well. It's a new business. I also want to help you, but I also wish that you can help me in figuring out this commercial proposal first.
Well, as you said that you only subscribe for 2 years, and the users is quite a lot, for about more than 200 users. I can assure you that, how about 5% discount given to you?
So from your initial price, that's 360,000. And with 5% discount, that's gonna be 342,000. I mean, of course, this is still beyond my budget because I've mentioned that I only have around 270,000. I'm just wondering if there's any more leniency that you can give me on this. Because I mean, I have a few friends in other companies who are also using Salesforce, and from their experience, it seems that they are able to get like a bigger discount at a cheaper price as well.
Yeah, I understand that. Give me a couple of a second, please. So let me calculate more. Let me assure you. So just like I said, if you are not sure about 5% is enough for your company, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not enough because it's 342,000 a year, which is still 70,000 more than what there is in the budget.
Yeah. What if I give you a total with 10% discount, but in this week, the contract must be signed faster. As soon as fast in this week, I can give you 10% discount.
I mean, I would like to sign it this week if we can go through the approval process from the finance team, right? But this number is still like beyond the 270K. I mean, you know, I was just thinking out loud here. Since we can't seem to meet on the pricing, I can actually reduce the number of my users. I know because you mentioned that it's gonna help with the productivity as well.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't mind reducing the number of licenses if you can give me like a better pricing.
Yeah, sure. So how many users you should reduce rather than 200?
I mean, 180, 170 is fine. You can give me like a proposal, right? Like, how can you help me to meet like the budget that I have in mind?
Yeah, because you know, I really very surprised with the budget that you told me before, because the comparison is so far. But just like you said, you already reducing the numbers of the users. It's like 170 or 180, right?
Yeah, I mean around that. Or if you have a better like number that you can give me, you can just propose.
So how about if 150 users, it will be 270,000 for a year. Yeah, based on just like your budget.
So that's gonna be for 2 years contract, right?
For 2 years contract, it will be.
Sorry, the time is up.
540. Thank you.